Hey everybody, it's Connie with Gliding Through Blindness, and today we're going to talk about the meta glasses because it's been a while since we talked about those. But before we do, I just wanted to very quickly mention a recent video where I talked all about the Soundscape app. It is finally on Android, and it's an app that many in the blind community have been waiting for. It's a navigation app that uses 3D sound to give you spatial awareness as to where you are in comparison to your target destination, and it's pretty cool, so be sure to check that out. So the main thing I'm going to be talking about today is the MetaView app. Now they call it MetaView. They have for a few months now. I forgot what it was called before. Or no, I think it's called Meta AI now, yeah. Before it was MetaView. I lose track. But anyway, I did a video about how to set up the old app, but I haven't really done one since the new one came out. And it took me a while to feel comfortable with it because it's easy to get stuck in the weeds on the new app because, of course, they had to add a whole bunch of new things that I wasn't really particularly that interested in. But once I got it figured out, it's actually now easier, I think, and better than the old app, as long as you just know where to find the main things that you're going to use most often. And once all that makes sense and you can avoid all the extra things, then you can really do things quite easily on it. Like lately I decided to hook my second pair of glasses to my phone. I had to disable Be My Eyes, unfortunately, to do that. And I don't know if that's because I was an early access person on Be My Eyes, but I know you can only have one pair of glasses connected to Be My Eyes on your Be My Eyes account. But I was hoping that I could still put another pair of glasses on there. But apparently, I wasn't able to do that, but even though I wasn't planning on connecting my second pair to Be My Eyes. So anyway, that's one thing to be aware of, that I would be interested in hearing feedback from people if you were successfully able to connect a second pair of glasses to your phone while having Be My Eyes on one of them. But I'm glad that you can put two glasses on your phone, because that way if one of them dies, then you can just get the other one and seamlessly, like if you're recording a video, for example, which I do a lot as a YouTuber, of course, but then you can just keep switching from one to another, and no matter what you're using them for, like Ira, Be My Eyes, whatever, you don't have to worry, or not, I guess not Be My Eyes for the reason I just discussed, but anything else that you're using it for, like music or what have you, if the battery runs out, you don't have to wait for it to charge, although it does charge pretty quickly in the case. And another thing I just recently verified, and because I had heard that you could do this, but I verified it for myself, is that you can hook your glasses to more than one device. So like one of my glasses that I already have on my primary phone, I put on my backup, my secondary phone, so that if in the instance where my phone is the thing that dies, or sometimes I want to use my primary phone to use an app, for example, and so then I would be recording the video on my second phone, and so I just wanted to have that option. So yeah, it's connected to both phones, and I was able to connect both pairs of glasses to one of my phones. I could connect them both to both, but I haven't bothered to because I don't think I'll ever probably use my backup phone as much, so I maybe won't need the second phone on there, or the second pair of glasses. But I also wanted to issue a warning. The reason I actually have recently put both glasses on my phone is because before that I had been just switching. I had one on one phone and one on the other, and then I would switch phones. So I always had to have both phones handy when I thought I would be recording a lot of video, and then sometimes it was just harder to go through the videos later because like if I did a few videos on one pair, then the battery died and I had to go to my second pair and record more videos, and then that battery died, and then I would have to go back to my first pair and record more videos, and then it was easier to confuse like the correct order of the videos and whatnot. But when you have them both connected, my understanding, I haven't actually tried this yet, but I believe they will all of your videos on both glasses would be in the same gallery, and I believe they would be in chronological order, even though you might have recorded them switching from one pair to the other. So I'm anxious to confirm that, but that is my understanding as of now. Also, in this new app, they have automatically put your pictures in the photo app on your phone, like where you would normally store pictures, and then if you delete them from your gallery, it automatically deletes it from your camera roll and from the gallery. In fact, I don't even really think there's a copy in your gallery anymore. It just automatically takes you to your photo camera roll within the MetaView app, but it's not like double anymore where you have, or I'm not positive of that, but that is what I believe as far as the wording of how it is stated on there. And but I got distracted from my warning that I was going to tell you all about, that I recently ordered a Hyblox cable to charge, because I was going to charge my glasses, and then it would just be constantly charging them, and then I wouldn't have to even have a second pair. I had heard some people that didn't have good luck with that, but they said they had ordered like off-brand, and I was just hoping that maybe it was just a fluke and they had gotten a bad one, but unfortunately I had issues too with it. You also have to be careful, I heard, about not overcharging. So like whenever your glasses get to 100%, you would want to be sure to unplug them from the charger when using the cable. But it did have a lot of handy features, so hopefully they will make a better cable in time. Because the way it connected to the bridge of your nose there's just a little clip on one end of this cord, and at the other end was a USB-C connector where you could hook into your phone or your a battery pack to charge them. And so the one end you just clip onto the bridge of your nose, and then they're halfway down the cord, there's this slider where you could adjust where exactly you wanted to hook the cord to your glasses to like keep it out of the way, so the cord's just not bouncing hither and yon, and you would just clip it to the inside left arm of your glasses, and then the phone or whatever would be in your pocket. And so yeah, it was like nice and out of the way and not conspicuous, and the clip was just really thin and not very noticeable or anything like that. So it had a lot of neat features, but unfortunately when I connected it the first time, it seemed to go okay. I just tested it for a few minutes, but then the second time suddenly my glasses became totally silent, and nothing I did would allow them to speak. So I panicked about that for a while because I was afraid I had ruined my glasses, and other people had said that it really diminishes the battery of your glasses. But I was hoping, well, if I just make sure to not overcharge them, maybe I'll have better luck or whatever. But anyway, I finally went to the blind users of Meta Glasses group, which I think it has more than 5,000 people on it now. So I created the group back in May a year ago, and it's just really grown since then. And the community is so helpful. I don't even post that much in the group myself anymore. But all of you, there's usually people are answering no matter how many times a question has been asked or whatever. People on there are just really patient and helpful or whatever. So anyway, I asked in the group, help, my glasses stopped working, and gave them the spiel about what had happened, and somebody in the group said that other users had been complaining lately about the glasses suddenly not working. I didn't really get the impression it was related to this cable or whatever, but they said to hold down the capture button, turn the glasses off, turn them back on, and keep holding the capture button down for like 10 seconds. So I did that, not really having any hope at that point because I was afraid I had fried something on the inside of my glasses, caused some kind of short in the wiring or whatever, but they actually booted up and started talking. I was so happy. So that might be a tip for some of you guys, that if your glasses suddenly stop working and it doesn't seem to be like, if you should probably wait like a half hour or whatever, see if it fixes itself, because sometimes it will. But then if it still isn't, you can give that a try. And anyway, I'm gonna just tell you really quickly about the app here. Oops, how did it get to my phone app? I don't know. Okay, yeah, Meta AI. So, yeah, the profile and settings, you don't really need to go in there. This is mainly for, I assume most of you already have a pair of Meta glasses hooked up or whatever, so this is just if you want to change something. But even the initial setup is really fast once you have done it a time or two and know what to expect and whatnot. But anyway, this profile and settings, I'm not even going to go into there because it's more about the app itself and about like your Facebook profile and just things that you aren't going to use that much. So then add attachment is like if you want to, yeah, it's nothing I'm ever going to use, at least not in the foreseeable future, about like if you want to send a picture for it to describe or something, I assume. Edit box, ask Meta AI, disable. And then there's an edit box where you can ask the Meta AI something. Talk. Then talk, which is where you basically, even if you don't have your glasses on, you can go to this talk button and just talk to Meta, the AI that's Meta uses, without even using your glasses. But I personally don't have a need to do that. But so then mainly there's these 5 tabs, and sorry about that. Home is the one that it is on by default. Discover is the second tab, which is where, I guess, if you're not familiar with the glasses, it will give you, well, okay, Discover seems to be where you can look at what other people have done with their glasses and with their like with their pictures and whatnot. History, tab 3 of 5. Then the third tab is History, which will tell you like your recent chats and all that. Notifications, unread notifications, 2 period tab 4 5. Then Notifications is the next one, where it will tell you like when you've imported videos, and I actually don't go into that because when you first import pictures or videos, it will say here are your recently imported videos, but I prefer to go into it because it's not the same if you do it from there. It's I want to just go into my gallery and see everything, but I'll show you that here in a minute. So wait, how did it get okay? Yeah, it went back to the Discover. Yeah, so Devices is the well, let me go back home because I just want to show you. Devices is tab 5 of 5, and that's the one where you're going to find most useful. But if you keep swiping after you hear that 5th tab, where should we start? where should we start? That's what when you know you're getting into the weeds, because it will just go on forever. I'm just gonna keep swiping.
Talk about my day. Ask me something unexpected. Bring ideas to life.
Talk about my day. Ask me something unexpected. Bring my ideas to life. I have it on very fast speed. I probably should have slowed it down in case you guys are already listening on fast speed, but I'm just going to repeat everything it says.
Change the lighting in my video to be luminescent.
Yes, change the lighting in my video.
Create an image of me as a superhero.
Create an image of me as a superhero. On and on and on. It just goes forever. So, yeah. But so when you're hearing stuff like that, you know you've gone too far and you should just swipe left or back up, put your finger near the top of the screen or whatever. To find, or maybe it's even at the bottom. I haven't actually looked at where things are located on the screen.
Edit box, discover, home, tab 1 of 5, selected, edit box, ask Meta AI, desktop. Back window, navigation bar.
Okay, yeah.
Resets, home.
Let me just go back here.
Change the lighting in my video to be luminous. Ask me some talk about where should we start? Devices, tab
Okay,
5 of 5.
so I'm going to go to this devices tab, 5 of 5. I'm using Android, by the way, so some of this might be slightly different for you iPhone users. But basically, when you go in there,
where should we start? Devices, tab 5 of 5. Selected, devices.
Selected. Okay, so now,
Devices, add device, profiles.
the first thing you'll encounter in devices is where add device, which is where you can, like I said, add another pair of glasses.
Device 1 of 2, Ray-Ban, Meta Skyler 001C, edit glasses name.
Okay, and now it's saying device 1 of 2, and it's listing my glasses name. I think I have a 1C and a Q5 or something like that.
Device 1 of 2, Skyler
And I can change the name if I want.
Find your next pair.
And then there's a thing where you can find your next pair, where you can go like shop right on the app now for a new pair of glasses.
Shop glasses. Navigate to page 1. Current page is 2 out of 2. Slide left to right to change the page.
Okay, and then
Gallery.
where it says navigate to page 1, it can be like your other pair of glasses or whatever. I guess if you have it connected to more than one phone, it will connect to the one that's closest or whatever. So you, in order for it not to get confused or whatever, you might want to like have your other device turned off, so it knows which device you want it to connect to, or be far away from your other device, so it's not doesn't cause issues. But anyway, if you have two glasses on your device, it will show you both of them, and then you can click on the one that you want.
See all gallery items.
And then if you keep swiping, this is what I like, where it says gallery and then see all gallery items. So I usually will double tap on that, and then I'll see everything in my gallery, and otherwise it will just show you like the most recent 8 items or something like that. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you about that.
Shop glasses. Find your next pair.
But
Device 1 of 2, Skyler 001C settings.
yeah, now it said Skyler 1C settings. I swiped back to that, so I'm gonna just go in here really quick and show you
Skyler 001C. System.
System, that just means that the next settings is going to be the big heading of system.
Updates.
And the first thing in there is updates, but if you have it on automatic, then you don't really even have to go in there.
General.
The next one is general, and that's where you can do a factory reset or unpair your glasses and things like that.
Wi-Fi.
Then Wi-Fi, which is where you have your saved networks that it will automatically connect to and whatnot, and your passwords and all that for your Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Help and support.
And then help and support.
Experiences.
And then experiences is the next heading.
Meta AI.
Meta AI. I'm going to double tap on that.
Discover. Tab 2.
Yeah, and it shows all those 5 tabs on every screen that you go into.
Back. Meta AI. Skyler 001C. Use Meta AI to ask about what you see. Get information and control your glass. Hey Meta preferences.
So first are the Hey Meta preferences.
Hey Meta preferences. Disable.
And
Language and voice.
then language and voice, which is where you can select the voice you want for the glasses and the speaking rate, etc.
Cellular updates. Disable.
And then cellular updates, like if you want it to be able to update when you're not connected to Wi-Fi.
Updates are required when you choose it.
And
Tab 1 of
so
5.
that's pretty much in that.
Device.
Now I'm going to hit the back button.
Device set. Styler 0. System. Updates.
Okay, so the preferences under the AI was just to whether or not you wanted it to follow up with if you want to keep conversing with it without saying hey Meta every time, and whether you want it to make a sound to tell you it's listening and stuff like that. And a lot of these settings I can't go into because I guess I have to have my other pair of glasses nearby, and I don't at the moment, so I'm just going to quickly give you an overview, which this video is kind of getting long already anyway, so that's probably all we need at this point. But just be sure to leave things in the comments if you want to know anything specific, and I'll be happy to answer or do another video or whatever. So communication is where you can set up your Messenger and WhatsApp, and then there's also Facebook and Instagram, which I didn't connect mine to those. And then what was the, oh yeah, your phone itself, of course, with your contacts and all that, so you can call people and they can call you and all that.
Connected apps.
And then connected apps are the music apps like Amazon Music, Spotify, and other things like that that you can connect to your glasses.
Media.
And then media is your video settings, like how long you want to be able to record. The maximum right now I think it's 3 minutes. The minimum is like 15 seconds, which I think is set on by default. So you want to change that if you want to be able to make longer videos. And then it's like camera settings and such.
Audio.
And then audio is let me go into that real quick.
Audio. Styler 0. Auto pause. Adaptive volume. Automatically adjust glasses volume based on your
Oh
environment.
yeah, adaptive volume, where it will automatically change the volume depending on your environment, like if you're somewhere noisy versus not, but you can do that manually, of course, too, either by telling it or by using your touchpad.
Auto pause. Pauses audio when you put your glasses to your
And then auto pause, where it pauses if you're listening to a book or something, it will pause it if you take your glasses off.
Adaptive volume does not record or store.
And then
Tab 1 of 5. Discover history of devices. Back.
okay, now I have to go
Styler system. Up. General Wi-Fi. Help and experience. Meta
back to where I left off.
Media.
Okay.
Early access.
So then it's the early access program where you can join if you want to be first to test things out, new features and whatnot.
Customization.
And then customization is another broad heading under it. If you just swipe again,
Notification LED brightness.
the notification LED brightness, which I don't really care
Wear
about.
detection. Features will
Wear
pause depending on the glasses.
detection, you can turn that on or off, whether you want it to detect whether you're wearing them or not. And then gestures control, you can customize that, which I wouldn't really recommend, because then if you look up something like what is the gesture to do this, if you've changed it, then of course it won't be it won't do what you want it to unless you write down or remember what you're changing, and I prefer to just keep the defaults.
Microphone troubleshooting.
And then microphone troubleshooting, which depends whether you toggle that on or off, but basically if the issue I've had, if I'm talking to somebody on the phone and like they're cutting out, or on my glasses I should say, and if they're cutting out or I'm cutting out, then I will go in there and toggle it whatever way it is currently. If I toggle it the other way, if it's on, if I toggle it off, or if it's off and I toggle it on, usually that will fix the issue.
Privacy and security.
And then privacy and security is the next one.
Glasses privacy.
And under that is, that was the broad heading. If I swipe again, it's the glasses, privacy, security,
Accessibility.
and then accessibility is the next broad heading. And
Be my eyes.
the only two things under that are Be My Eyes,
Detailed
where
responses.
you can connect that, and then detailed responses, where if you want the glasses to give you longer and more thorough explanation, you can turn that on. I prefer to have mine off because I don't always want a long explanation, and I can always say, if I do, I can always just ask a follow-up question and say, could you describe more or whatever. So that's basically the most important things on so basically if you go into that 5th tab, which is devices, and then swipe to where it says the name of your glasses followed by the word settings, and then if you go in there, it will be all of the settings that I just showed you. So I hope you found that helpful, and please feel free to comment and like the video on YouTube. That always helps to send it to more people, and I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.